All right, guys. Now we're going to talk about Forex. A little quick update here. I'm going to show you guys on the weekly chart here for DXY for those that are following the US dollar index. This is the weekly chart. This is what I'm predicting right now. I'm predicting another bull candle to keep going, keep pushing. You can see the wick here that started here on Sunday, and now it's pushing back up, breaking new highs right now for today for the US dollar. And we are looking for an attempt to break the 97.5 area sometime this week. That's all I'm looking for. Once it breaks 97, I'm looking to close above 97 based on the daily candles and the 4-hour candles, and then create that structure for the weekly candle to close above 97. So those are following the 4-hour and the daily. Then you want to look at, okay, on the weekly, we can see how strong this bull candle is based on the wick. Okay, it started down here on Sunday at 95, like 95.2 or whatever it was, 95.16, whatever it was, and then shot right back up here on Monday. Now we're on Tuesday, and we're in New York sessions right now, and you can clearly see where things are going for the direction for the US dollar index. By far the most important currency to pay attention to anything in the Forex market, because everything revolves around the US dollar. So if this is my prediction and this is where the direction of the US dollar is headed, then yes, we are looking for an attempt to break here, and then another attempt to stay above 98. And then from there, like I said, the opening gap here from 99 and 100, this can be pretty interesting to take a look at. So like I said, it's going to be a really tough decision to make the sell there, but the only, like I said, based on the weekly, this is the structure that I'm seeing. And then on the monthly chart, you can see how strong this bull candle is engulfing everything. So there is no other resistance. I do not look at this as resistance, because this is the only resistance here, a little bit under 95. And it's been breaking everything. So from here, from pretty much at 101 and 102, we'll see if it extends higher. If it extends higher, you have to look at the overall structure. And what I mean by the overall structure here is by zooming back out and looking at where the next previous high will be based on every single from, was it back? And go back here. Let's see here. All right, so if we were to zoom out and look back from 1986 all the way up until 2018, right? My next line of structure, if it does break above here, 102.5, and stays above there, then my next target would be 107.5. If it breaks above there, and then this would be what I'd be shooting for, 120. Which would be pretty crazy, but I mean, can it happen? Yeah, it can. So you have to remember that what started the uptrend back in 2008, it went back down here, right? Back down 2012 or 2011, and then started this massive uptrend for 6 years. And can we expect another 6 years of an uptrend? We probably can. So you just have to look at how many more years this thing's got to keep going. And Trump's in office, so Trump hasn't decided to sell the dollar anytime soon. I'm talking about like a permanent sell. I'm not talking about like a temporary sell. I'm talking like, okay, when is the trade wars going to be over? What are we anticipating for the next 2 years, because his presidency is still going on? Is he going to get reelected? If he does get reelected, he will send the dollar even higher if he wants to, before it starts crashing down. So you have to look at, you know, a major role in where presidents are playing. And so this is a little tip here for those that are following the presidency in foreign exchange markets. And so you don't have to follow what I'm talking about here, but this is pretty interesting to see how presidents play a role in the foreign exchange. So that is my full prediction to where the US dollar is headed. I mean, you can see on the 4-hour how strong this uptrend has been going. I mean, if we look at the very start of August and up until the midweek of August, the second week of August, you can see how strong this uptrend is on the 4-hour chart. I mean, it's been going up. It hasn't decided to go back down anytime soon. You have to stay with the trend. You have to stay with this uptrend for the US dollar until the dollar decides to be a sell. Now I'm talking about the strong reversal being a sell. So that's a little tip there for you guys. Those are following the US dollar index. Now, looking at gold, we know that gold has broken under 1200. That was the price we've been looking for. And we are looking for gold to break down even further. On the weekly chart, like I said, I've been looking for it to come test this and maybe break 1100 and test 1060 or 1080 here long term. If they plan to send the dollar up for that long, especially for 1 year straight, based on what happened last year in January and up until January 2017 and up until January 2018, that was a full long-term sell for the US dollar. If you go back and look at the monthly chart. And so I'm not going to go back to the monthly chart and re-explain the US dollar index. You can see that the US dollar index has been going up. Okay. And so, yes, we're going to see a little bit of retracement. We're going to see a little bit of pullback on gold. But you know that by looking at this structure, this is starting to sell off. And I mean, you can see that May started to kick off on the sell, and we're in the month of August. So May, June, July, August, 4 months of selling and 4 months of buying the dollar. Let's see here. USD JPY, I'm really shocked USD JPY is back up again. This USD JPY, I wanted to sell this thing because it's been downtrending ever since. And then it hasn't made its decision to follow the US dollar whatsoever. It's just been messing around at this price for a long time. And like I said, you can see the strong selling structure on Euro JPY, GBP JPY, and I was selling USD JPY because this thing's been going down. This thing hit all the way down to 110.1 here, and now it's going back with the dollar, which I'm really shocked because it hasn't been really following the dollar. USD CAD is going back down. Canada took a really strong positive gain here on oil. So those that are following the prices of oil, you can see that Canada's main export is oil. Australia is breaking new lows. Like I said, selling Australia, selling Euro. Euro is breaking new lows right now. New Zealand is about to break a new low. Now I'm showing you guys the daily chart here. The pound just broke a new low down here. Now I'm looking for it to test 126, 124, and probably maybe a possible 122. So, like I said, if I were to zoom back out, you can see what price structure I'm looking at here. Here and here, 122. You can see the 126, and then from here we'll see where it consolidates before it decides to make that momentum to shoot back up. Can everything break lower? Yes, it can. If the plan is for the dollar to keep rising for the next 4 months until the end of December to make that decision to be a strong sell for the next year. So that's how I read my patterns. Other than that, let's see here. Euro's breaking new lows. New Zealand's gonna come down. The only next support would be 64 cents. You can see how this is on the daily, so I want you guys to see this. I'm gonna zoom back out. Australia, this double bottom structure here, support here at 70. Pretty much, if it breaks 72 cents, then I'm looking for it to come break this double bottom structure and then come target 71 cents. And then the lowest here would be 60, pretty much 68.5 long term for Australia. USD Swiss franc, been a really tough decision to buy and sell. This thing's just been consolidating in it's it's been hitting down here 99, but it hasn't closed below 99. And then for me to even make my decision to buy it, it would have to close here and close above $1. So these are my two price targets based on the daily structure. But it's just been hovering around here from 99.1 and back to 99.4. Yeah, it's not a whole lot to go off of. So that's why USD Swiss franc isn't really a good buying currency or a good selling currency. You just have to end up being scalping it. USD CAD took a dive because of what happened, what's going on in Canada, but this might be a new downtrend structure. If not, then what I'd be doing is following the weekly uptrend. This still has room to keep going. And on the monthly is the only way to be a sell would be if this becomes a bear candle closing down here below 130. If it closes below 130, then I would end up selling it. Let's see here. Can't go wrong, like I said. U.S. Treasury yields is up. U.S. 30s up. DXY is up. I mean, you can't mess with DXY. I'm not messing with DXY on the sell until I see a really strong selling position on this, which I haven't seen yet. So other than that, that's my full analysis for today and for the week and for the next month and for the next upcoming quarter. And like I said, the only way to reverse everything around and swing long term is if the dollar is really going to decide to be a sell. And so and like I said, it's really tough to go on a buy with UJ and USD Swiss franc because these two weren't really following the dollar. You can see the correlation isn't really going. So you can see like USD CAD took a dive going down, and then USD Swiss franc is now going back up with the dollar. USD JPY is going back up with the dollar, but USD CAD is kind of lingering around here right now. So I don't know. When the dollar goes up, you buy US dollar pairs, US based pairs, but they haven't been really in a really good correlation with each other. So you have to look at every single chart before you make that decision, because some major events had been happening since Sunday. Like those of you that have been paying attention, I mean, if you're not reading up on it, this is what I've been reading up on. I follow Kathleen a lot, and she's talking about how will Turkey's Forex crisis affect other parts of the world. So this is a pretty huge thing that's going on with Turkey right now. It has affected euro a lot, and the dollar. She talks about like how the dollar, the U.S. dollar is rising because investors are flocking into the safety of the greenback, while the stronger dollar is a growing problem for countries in and around the world. So far, it hasn't taken a significant toll on the U.S. economy. So, and she explains what happens when you have a pretty strong U.S. When you have a strong currency, right? You have a pretty strong economy, strong inflation, everything, but it hurts other countries because countries got to match the value of that currency. So that's something to pay attention to, especially for the U.S. dollar still rising. And other than that, I mean, pay attention to every single unexpected event in different parts of the world. I mean, I would never expect Turkey to be a huge effect on currencies. And so this is something to pay attention to, those that are not into fundamentals or not reading economics. And so you don't have to take my word for it, but I read up as much as I can, because you never know what happens to every single currency. And there isn't really a correlation with each other right now. And I haven't seen any type of correlation that's been following each other. So you have to look at every single chart to make that decision on the direction, on the trades, where you're going to swing it. Swinging hasn't been really, really good lately, and see where things might go for the next upcoming 2 weeks before September starts. for the new long starts, and then we're going to be looking into, like I said, the fourth quarter. So other than that, that's pretty much all I got for you guys.